What up, my people? It's Big L here. So I was going to review this series Trouble for Drunken Comics video, but I noticed something while reading it. Look at this page right here. Now, most people who read Spider-Man will assume that these two are Mary Jane and Gwen Stacy, right?
Wrong.
It's actually Aunt May and the future Mary Parker. Aunt May, Peter's mother. Aunt May, Peter's mother. Aunt May, Peter's mother.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
What's up with Marvel and their obsession with the women in Peter Parker's life? Trouble is written by the forever edgelord Mark Millar, with art by Terry and Rachael Dodson. This was published under Marvel's Epic imprint. Apparently this is canon in the original Ultimate Universe. Keep that in mind when I'm summarizing the story. The story is not that complex. We start off seeing Aunt May and Mary Parker leave for the summer to work a job in the Hamptons, along with the Parker brothers, Richard and Ben. All four are horny and they hook up with each other. Aunt May is really portrayed as a wild child here, taking shots on the bus and whatnot. So they're pretty much coupled up for the summer. Ben with May, Richard with Mary. But Mary doesn't give it up to Richard. So eventually he ends up cheating on her with May. May ends up pregnant with Richard's baby. Yes, I know, but let me finish though, alright? This causes so much drama. Everybody breaks up with each other, friendships end, and May runs off with a guy who picks her up hitchhiking. Months pass and May's desperate for help, so she calls up Mary, who eventually forgives her. So they come up with the dumbest plan ever, right? So Mary decides to claim the kid is hers, so May doesn't get in trouble with her parents and gets kicked out the house. Apparently Mary's parents are more forgiving than May's, so they agree to this plan. So Mary shows up with the kid at Richard's house and claims that, well, he is the father, but is claiming that she's the mother, and he should do right by her and marry her so they could be a family. She pretty much guilts him into marriage. And if you guys didn't know by now, that baby is Peter Parker. So Aunt May is actually Peter's mom in the Ultimate Universe, in the OG Ultimate Universe. This lady is actually Peter's mother. So Uncle Ben forgives Aunt May and they end up back together. He gives her his number at Richard's and Mary's wedding. And of course we know they eventually get married themselves and raise Peter as their own. Which is weird because Aunt May is actually his mom. And Uncle Ben knows this. But they don't tell Peter for some reason. This story tries so hard to be controversial and edgy and whatnot. None of the characters are likable. Now I can't even look at Aunt May the same way. She about to get that toaster by any means necessary. Believe that. They did my guy Uncle Ben so dirty in this series, man. He's a straight up scrub, a herb, all of the above. So Ben gets into fights, right? But he's not able to win any of these fights. He's a horrible fighter. So he gets his ass kicked all the time. He got his ass kicked so much growing up as a kid that apparently he got hit so many times in his nutsack that he's not able to have any kids. He's sterile. So Uncle Ben is sterile because he can't fight. And it just makes you wonder why these kids were punching each other in the nuts so many times. To the point that it makes a person sterile. Like, what's going on there? Yeah, they really shitted on our boy Ben here. He has to raise the kid that Mary had with his brother. Man, that's Cuck Master Flex right there. Mark Millar is really at his peak hack level with this story right here. My man probably patted himself on the back so many times after he wrote this panel. Millar really tried to give Peter an Oedipus Complex. Let me pretend I'm Mark Millar for a second here, right? If you think about it, Peter let that burglar get away, who eventually killed Uncle Ben, right? Stay with me here. Thus, making Peter the sole man in the household. So he has Aunt May all to himself now. So Millar probably pitched this to Marvel to be like, oh, we never saw this side of the relationship. Let's make it a little weird. And let me write this horrible ass story to make it even worse. So what's the point of making Peter's mom and aunt look like two of his greatest loves in his life? Mary Jane and Gwen Stacy. What's the purpose of that? Man, throughout the recent years, Marvel has been very weird with Peter's love life. From having Norman Osborn showing Gwen his old face.
Oh. You know what I'm talking about.
To ending Peter and Mary Jane's wedding. It's like Marvel wants to wreck any happiness that Peter has with women for some reason. Thankfully now, Marvel seems to be correcting the course. At least in the new Ultimate Universe, having Peter be married to Mary Jane, having a family. So maybe they learned their lesson. Maybe they could see how readers are loving the fact that Peter's happily married with a family. Maybe that could transition to the main 616 universe and Peter could have a more stable love life instead of Marvel trying to make it even more weird by, I don't know. Remember he had like a sister that we didn't know about? Maybe she comes back and, they fall in love or something. Let's get real weird. So my people, that's the end of the video. Hit that like button and subscribe if you enjoyed it. That will help out the channel. I really appreciate you guys taking time to watch this. Thanks for watching, my people, and don't be a creep like Mark Millar. Peace out.